Welcome to the Dose of Good podcast, where we celebrate good people and organizations working to make the world a better place. It can be easy to get caught up in the bad things going on in the world and forget about the good happening all around us each and every day. I'm your host, Erin, and I want to share these stories with you and give them the attention they deserve. I hope this podcast educates and inspires you and maybe even motivates you to share a dose of good in your community. Now let's get into today's episode. Today's episode features the Village Play Cafe and the Village Play Foundation. The foundation kind of came out of a need that was found when the Village Play Cafe was started. So it's kind of a little different than our normal episodes in that it's a nonprofit and a for-profit together. But I wanted to feature them because they are doing so many things to give back to the community, make a positive, inclusive space for the community, and just kind of fill a need that wasn't fulfilled previously. So I hope you enjoy learning more about them. It is a bit of a longer episode, but I hope that you'll stick around because Kristie Ranahan, who is the owner of Village Play Cafe, is just filled with information, shares so much of what they do. They haven't even been opened a year yet, and the amount of things that they're doing to make a positive place for the community is just incredible. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Today I'm here with Kristie Ranahan, owner of the Village Play Cafe. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. What is the Village Play Foundation and what is the mission?
So Village Play Foundation was launched off of the Village Play Cafe, and the mission for the Village Play Foundation is to give children of all abilities a safe environment for play. And then, so there's two sides to the programming. We work with children with cognitive disabilities, but we also work with children who have been in situations where they may not be able to afford an indoor play place.
Yeah.
So we are trying to start a partnership with, let's say, the ASSERT program, where they work with children who have been in traumatic situations where the police were involved. We were partnering with New Hampshire-based services, where we were doing supervised visitations for children in the foster care system.
Okay.
Because we have an open space. It's a great place for supervisors, parents, and the children to come play and kind of give you a different outlet outside of their normal play space that they get to play in every week for how many months, who knows. So really just being a light in a dark place in children's lives.
Yeah. Why was this important to you to start this?
So I started the Village Play Cafe knowing that I wanted to do an indoor play space for children because I am personally from Florida, and we can play 365 days a year.
True, yeah.
I worked for Walt Disney World for close to 10 years, and so I definitely have like the entertainment background in me. And when I got pregnant with my now 17-month-old, I started researching where I was going to take her once I had her, and realized it is cold 6 months out of the year, and we have nothing in Manchester, which I thought was absolutely crazy. And then went down a rabbit hole of, well, I don't want just like to bring my own coffee to a play place, right? So why do we not have anything that encompasses good coffee with a place for children to play and a place for moms to connect? I thought that was huge too. I felt like we didn't have a third space available for caretakers to really kind of get to know each other, meet parents with children of the same ages, and to really be able to focus on that connection piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I really appreciate that because I think it is tough to find a place where you can take your kids to be entertained, but also connect with other adults and a lot of parents are sleep deprived. And so that coffee aspect is, I know, appreciated by me as a coffee lover. So since you mentioned it, do you want to talk more about that? Like kind of maybe some of your offerings and some of people's favorites? Or
Yeah,
that
absolutely. I laugh, and so does my staff, because I'm still stuck on a special we ran in March for Easter, which is our Peep Latte. And so it's a vanilla marshmallow lavender with a marshmallow cold foam.
Oh, wow.
And so everywhere I go, I've started asking for vanilla lavender lattes to kind of compare. They don't compare.
Okay.
But no, I say that, but you get so used to drinking your own. I was really big when we launched about keeping small, local. So we actually get our coffee from Hometown Roasters.
Okay.
Which is which is a wholesale coffee roaster within Manchester.
Okay.
So wanted to definitely give them a shout out because their coffee is amazing. And you can buy it by the bag. But we use Hometown Roasters coffee, and then we make our own flavored cold foams and kind of come up with different creative. We started making our own coffee syrups. So, for example, next month we're doing a brown butter banana bread latte.
Oh, nice.
And it has a banana milk, which we're doing non-dairy milk so that anybody can enjoy. But a banana milk with a brown butter syrup.
Oh, that does sound good.
It tastes like banana bread in a cup. It is
Oh,
so
wow.
wholesome, so good. But we also have everything from toffee nut to, Dubai chocolate lattes. We do matchas. So we're doing an orange creamsicle matcha next month. That'll be excellent. And like a honey lavender cold brew. So we have cold brew on tap as well.
Nice.
So I tried to do the main staples for a coffee shop. We do muffins and pastries and things like that as well. But just definitely wanted to keep moms caffeinated.
Yes.
But we also do decaf options because we do see a lot of mothers who are expecting and want to keep their decaf in place. So we do that as well. But yeah, anything you can dream up, we can probably make.
That's awesome.
I run on unmedicated ADHD and caffeine. So anytime somebody comes to me with something, says, "Hey, can you do this?" I'm like, you know what, that challenge accepted. Let's try.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. So yeah. I do want to go back to, you asked about the foundation.
Yeah.
And what got me into it. And
Sure.
yes, starting the cafe did. But what really started the foundation is when I launched the cafe. My son is really high on the ADHD spectrum. So I started looking into sensory style things for him. And knowing there's other parents out there. I know neurodivergencies are a lot more prevalent nowadays. Just because we're able to get them diagnosed and we have more access to things. And so when I started looking for him, I really started seeing a piece that was missing within the community, which was children who are on the spectrum don't have a place within the city that they can go outside of where they already do therapy. Because I definitely don't want to negate, like, there are a lot of sensory safe places within therapy centers.
Right.
But there's there's no third spaces outside of where they're already doing therapy.
Okay.
And I wanted children to almost have a place where they can feel, who wants to be normal per se, but I wanted a space where children can go and not feel like it's work.
Yeah.
And have a safe place to connect and meet other children.
Right.
So that's what started our Sensory Safe Mondays, where we actually do partner with the ABA. We have a representative from the ABA come in to answer questions for the parents and the caretakers, but we turn all of the lights off. We use sensory safe music. We don't have we don't have any flashing lights or anything crazy. And we allow up to 6 children every other Monday to come in and play for free. And their siblings, as long as they're respectful of the children that are signed up. And that is free play for children with cognitive disabilities.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that part stemmed just from seeing that there wasn't anything out there for children.
Sure.
within Manchester like that. So that's where that came from.
Well, I'm glad you made that available to them, because I think that's something probably a lot of people don't think about, and the fact that they now have a place to go and play and feel safe that is outside of their therapy or things that they have to go to, kind of thing.
Correct.
So,
It's kind of where I feel the same way about the work we do with children within the foster care system. I wanted a light and a dark place for children of all abilities. So yes, children go to therapy, and yes, some of these therapy centers have amazing sensory rooms. But I wanted them to also have a place, like, Tuesday through Saturday, that mom can just wake up and go, you know what, let's go here. And we do the sensory safe stuff on Mondays, but it's kind of to showcase, like, get a feel for if your child is able to come to the cafe during the week. We offer headphones at all times for children. We offer weighted vest. We have a sensory bin, so if kids get overstimulated, they can bring the bin with fidgets, coloring books, things like that to the table and kind of like take a break whenever they need to take a break. We also offer our birthday party room to children if they ever need a break during cafe times. But we do know that some cafe times can be a little more overstimulating than others. So I just ask any parent who has any questions about whether or not they think that their child might be a good fit, just reach out to us personally.
Sure.
And we'll let you know slower times. We'll ask like different abilities and things like that to kind of have the right fit for each family.
Yeah. And so you've touched a little bit on some of the offerings for individuals at the cafe, but you also mentioned your birthday party room. Can you tell us a little bit more about the birthday parties, but then also what other sorts of things visitors can experience at the cafe?
Yeah, absolutely. So birthday parties are honestly what keep us open during the times that we're not needed as much, like outside of those rainy, cold winter months. Birthday parties are two different options. So we offer a birthday party room party that can accommodate up to 10 children. More of a low key. I wanted a more economical option for parents to still be able to come and enjoy the cafe without feeling like it's too much financially.
Sure, yeah.
Covers up to 10 kids. We do plates, cutlery, cups, a pitcher of water. You can bring in a cake. And then we have a ton of add-ons. So we do decor packages, balloon arches, balloon drops, bubble parties, all the things. And then we also offer the space for private rentals. So on Sundays, it's always open. We do late afternoon on Saturdays, and then we can kind of work with people throughout the week for what they're looking for. It covers up to 75 people.
Okay.
So those are for the larger families, the moms who want to invite the entire class or don't but have to invite the entire class, unfortunately, because that happens. But I tell parents all the time, I'm like, we can technically hold up to 93 people. So don't, scratch anyone off the list. Invite everybody, see who shows up.
Yeah.
But we do, pizzas and veggie trays and lemonade bars and coffee bars and, again, balloon houses.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of add-ons available there as well.
Well, it's nice to know that that's offered, just because I know my son's last 2 birthdays, you don't realize how much goes into it when you're, if people want to do this, I know I did it, is like coming up with a theme and then getting all the decor for the theme and the food. And at least for his last 2 birthdays, it was honestly more adults than kids. So like factoring that in. And
for young ones, it is.
Yeah.
And we see that. We see a lot of, especially first birthdays, second birthdays. That's just the dynamic, is you end up with probably 70% adults and 30% kids, but you still need a place that can accompany all child ranges.
Right.
And if you have a 2-year-old, you have 2-year-old toys.
Yes.
So the 5-year-old cousin is like, oh, this is boring.
Right.
Because it's all adults and no toys for them to play with.
Yeah.
And I will say a lot goes into typically the cleaning
Yeah.
before the party.
Right.
And then the cleanup after the party.
Exactly.
So we say $500, we do it for you.
Yeah.
Most people end up spending that just on getting the house ready
Right.
for the party itself before they even start talking about buying things for the actual party theme.
Right. Yeah.
So I know I had, when I first moved here, I had a party at a trampoline park for my son, and I spent over what we're asking, and would say that we weren't, we were capped at 10 kids and we could only do certain things, and they check in and then they're gone. And I don't even think his friends played with him. As like, it was just everyone went and did their own thing, and they came back for cake and ice cream and stuff, but
I've seen that at other venues too. I won't mention them, but I've been with my son to a birthday party, and it was like he didn't even get to see the person having the birthday hardly because they're off doing other things,
Correct. So I will say we're 3,900 square feet, so we're not a tiny footprint, but we're small enough to stay close to each other. So we're one big open space. We'll find a lot of kids will start doing like hide and seek, or the older children, but it's set up in a way that and please take a look at not only our website, but we have a lot of Google photos as well, where we do actual walkthroughs of the space. On Google, you can do a virtual walkthrough, but you'll see that the main play space is set up in a way that from anywhere you can see every
nice
space. So I wanted moms to be able to sit down, drink a coffee, and look over and be able to see their children, as long as they are old enough to independently play. For a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, obviously where they go, you go. But that's just, we're moms. We know that to a point, right?
Right.
But once they get above that 3-year-old range, you want them to have that independence.
Right.
Independent play is an important part of cognitive development.
Yeah.
So, and for mom's sanity, to be able to sit down and drink a coffee.
Exactly.
So it's, once they get to that age, it's really nice that it's set up in a way, like when we were looking at building out the space, we were looking originally at doing like a half wall between the cafe space and the play area. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And me and my contractors, I was like, what can I do that's within code that still gives a separation of space? And I came up with deck railing.
Oh, okay.
So I actually separated the space using deck railing so you can see through, but children can't come through.
That's nice.
Yeah. So at any point when you're sitting in the cafe, it's still completely an open sightline.
Yeah.
To the play area.
Because I know that's something, once you become a mom, you think about, like, when you're going places, especially when they are younger, you do kind of want to be able to know where they are at all times and that kind of thing.
So you can actually see, but we do have a foam pit that children can explore. So, until the child is at least 3, we ask for parents to go with them in the foam pit, as well as we have a whole tree house built inside a building.
Nice.
There is. So, we just ask that parents escort the kids up and down the stairs for obvious reasons. And then we have the 2 back sensory rooms. So we have a UV glow-in-the-dark room, which is under the sea themes. And then we also have a dark sensory room with a life-size light bright, which I think I built for myself more than anyone else for the nostalgia. But that room has 3 different sensory swings. We have glow-in-the-dark like light boards that you can write on, and then it fades after 5 minutes, and so they're just reusable forever. And then we have like the touch tiles that change colors like as you touch them, so a lot of fun stuff. But yeah,
that's great. So I know when I went on and looked, you have like different, not only weekly event, like you mentioned your sensory Mondays, but you have other things throughout the week. And then you also have like special events, like you just did a princess party. So is there any events you want to tell us about that either you have regularly or that maybe are coming up like later in August?
Yeah, princess parties, we do one a month.
Oh, okay.
So we just did Princess Belle. We've also seen Alice from Alice in Wonderland. I know she's not a princess. Don't get at me.
Hey, that's okay.
We had Elsa twice already because she is very sought after. We've also had Rapunzel come. I'm trying to think. We do Sesame Street parties.
Oh, nice. My son would love that.
Yep. We do Sesame Street parties. We do touch-a-trucks with the fire department.
Also would love that.
We did cookies with a cop
Oh,
last month, where it
nice.
was Cookie Monster with the police
Oh,
officers.
I love that.
So it's been so funny, like wearing all these different hats and kind of like
Yeah.
getting all these different events ready. We do bubble parties every week included with play.
Oh,
We do a
nice.
lot of included with play events. We see
Okay.
a local performer, Miss Allie, comes like once a week, if not every other week, depending on her schedule as well. But she does an awesome job with the
Oh,
kids
nice.
as far as like doing like the parachute and matching the songs to it. And she does a lot of teaching sign language through song,
Oh, awesome.
stuff like that. So, yeah, she does an awesome job doing that. We have Miss Sharon does toddler tune time, where she brings in like small style guitars and teaches the kids like the basics of music, kind of just getting them started
Okay.
and like holding a musical instrument and kind of seeing how it's played.
Okay.
And
Oh,
so like
nice.
as young as like the itsy bitsy spider, but like on a little guitar,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
fun.
So fun. A lot of all of those that I just mentioned are included with play. So when we do the
Okay.
touch-a-trucks and the cookies with a cop, those are all included with play events.
So if you're going there and paying the admission to play for the day, you'd be allowed to
correct.
take part.
So
Okay.
admission works where it's $14 for an hour and a half play session.
Okay.
We see up to 25 kids per session.
Okay.
We have yet to have to actually like, hey, your time's up, you have to leave.
Okay.
We do gentle like, hey, be cognizant of the time.
Sure.
We have people waiting because during
Yeah.
the winter we did get busy enough where we would have people come in and sorry, like it's a little hectic in here right now.
Right,
We
gotta
can't
wait.
allow anyone
Yeah.
else in the playroom.
Yeah.
But if you want to take a seat, grab a coffee,
Yeah.
then we'll let you in. So that's when we'll do those, hey, like we have people waiting type
Sure.
reminders.
Understandable. Yeah.
And parents are understandable enough to know like, okay, our time's up. We try to definitely do like transition reminders. So if there's kids that have transition issues, like, hey, just so you're aware, the time is we're closing in 20 minutes or
Right.
15 minutes
Right.
or whatever it is.
Because
So
I could imagine for the kids, it's not a place they want to leave, so it's probably
it's not. And again, we do pride ourselves on being inclusive.
Yeah.
So I know my son, being high on the ADHD spectrum, had certain transition issues where leaving fun places can be harder
Right.
than it is for other children.
Right.
So as a parent, it's a lot easier if I can tell him you have 10 minutes, you have 5
Right.
minutes, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah.
That alone can sometimes just break the entire meltdown
Right.
at the end, just because he had time to kind
Sure.
of digress. So we do things like that. But yes, it's $14. You get an hour and a half play. And then if we're doing an included play event, it's included in that price. Children under 1 are free,
Okay.
and siblings are half off.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't want to like fault parents for having more than one child, right?
Oh,
So
sure.
siblings are half off, so it would be $7 for each sibling.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Some of our events, like the princess events, are a higher ticket price, but we
Sure.
do include not only a visit by the princess, but like our princess parties come with, danishes. We did a pancake bar, we did sausage, we did orange juice, water. So it's a full brunch
Yeah.
setup. Plus the visit by the princess and the 2 hours of play that was included with it. And adults are free typically.
Okay.
We only charge the adults for special events because we are offering food.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
that
it comes
makes
with a
sense.
specialty coffee or matcha as well.
Oh, well, hey, that's worth it, right? So, yeah. And so all of these things, which are fun and wonderful, is all to kind of go back into the foundation and help with that.
So we are a for-profit and a nonprofit,
Okay.
and we sell cups at the cafe that give. So we have for $18 you get a glass reusable cup. It comes with your choice of a coffee or matcha or specialty drink, and for that $18 it gives a free play session to the foundation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We also sell stickers, and that money goes straight into the foundation. Right now, we are just asking for donations and supporters from all over the state. And so we're just kind of in our ramp-up period. We are just now, like, in the application process to be a charitable unit and trust.
Sure.
We are already an approved 501(c) though.
Okay.
So we are an official nonprofit. But yeah, it is because I like to do difficult things, right?
Right.
Everyone asks her like, why the for-profit and the nonprofit? And it's really because I started this to open the Village Play Cafe, and in the process realized that we had such a lack of third spaces for children
Sure.
within the community.
Yeah.
It seemed like the only places that were available are high stimulation.
Yeah.
And so I never went into this thinking I was going to be a nonprofit. I personally believe in a higher power, but it's easy for me to say a higher power built the universe. So I feel like the universe kind of put this in my path.
Okay.
It was the first thing in life that I couldn't shake.
Yeah.
It was the first idea that I was like, I have to do this. Like, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
A lot of obstacles happened in the process where my husband became 100% disabled veteran. And so we were like, do we move back to Florida where all of our family is? Do we stay here? And I was like, I don't think I can leave. I feel like I have to do this, and it needs to happen here because it is cold.
Yeah.
So long throughout the year, and children don't have a space to go to.
Right.
And as much as I would love to be like, look at the pretty aesthetic of my play place, I felt like sustainability meant more.
Sure.
So all of our toys are, for the 90% of them, are pre-loved. So a lot of pressure washing, a lot of sanitizing, a lot of things went into our play space, but also it's colorful and there's rainbow everywhere and there's color, because I feel like it gets so gray and so dreary, and seasonal depression is a thing, and we don't need to put that on our kids.
Right.
So even though you can't play in the backyard, we can still take you somewhere like colorful and playful to go and play at. And I mean, we've had some great donations to the nonprofit as far as like our foam pit covers, and we were sponsored by Water Wipes to give out water wipes. So when you come to our space, our bathrooms are fully stocked with diapers of all different sizes, diaper rash cream, and wipes. So if you do forget something, because as a mom, especially getting kids ready and getting them in the car to go somewhere, once you have more than one, it's forget about it, right? So you're going to forget something. Like, it's going to happen. We wanted to be a space where moms felt like I can breathe. Like, I don't have to worry that I forgot the diaper bag or I forgot something. Like, I'm going to the cafe. It's fine. They have it.
That's really nice, because moms have so many things they're always thinking about, and to just take that one thing off their plate, like, okay, I don't have to think about this when I go there, that's so nice.
I mean, and you having a 2-year-old, I'm sure how many times do you grab the diaper bag and then get somewhere and go, I didn't restock it.
Exactly.
I grabbed the bag. I didn't realize the bag was empty.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So going to the cafe, we have sizes from newborn to 5, I believe, of diapers.
Yeah.
And we take donations. So we have a whole, we call it the Village Trading Post.
Okay.
But it's a give and take donation center. So we take donations of diapers, formula, wipes, clothing, toys. We have maternity clothes. We have breast pumps. We have bassinets, bouncers. We have actual cribs that we give away.
Okay.
We take in, we clean them, we make sure they're in usable enough condition that we would use it ourselves. And if it is, then we give it away. If it's not, we work with other places throughout the city, domestic violence shelters and whatnot, that we give them away to.
This is really good to know, because with my son being almost 2.5, he's transitioning out of a lot of those things, and I'm always like, where can I give this to? And now I know where I can give it to.
And it's crazy, but like you don't think about it, but clothes itself, I mean, they wear them for 6 months. They're barely used.
Yeah, a lot I have clothes are like brand new, or they didn't get worn.
Or they didn't get worn.
Yeah.
Like so many times I have a 10-year-old and a 17-month-old, because like I said, I do hard things. And there's I've seen all the stages, and the amount of, I loved this when I got it, and I never even put it on him, or I never put it on her. And I'm like, and now I have to give it away. at least you know it's going to a good cause.
Yes.
It's going somewhere where we see families that come in and say, can I just check out the trading post? And absolutely, you do not need to pay to come take anything from the donation center.
Okay.
We are happy to walk you back to the donation center, and there are bags where you can just stock up.
Oh, nice.
We have a ton of different types of formula.
Okay.
Where people get the sample formulas when they first have a child, and then they don't end up formula feeding, or they just don't use that specific type, so they give it to us.
Oh, good.
And we make sure it's not expired and things of that nature. But we have a ton, so if your child's in need of formula, please come check us out.
Okay. Yeah, that's important for people to know, not only that they have access to that, but again, a place to bring it, because I think moms a lot of times want to give these things to somewhere that will be helpful versus just like selling it or not knowing where it's ending up kind of
Correct.
thing.
And not to say anything about different places within like larger conglomerates, but I think there is something to be said from a socioeconomical level of like keeping it within like a smaller middle class business, because once you start giving to these larger corporations, it does take away from it is kind of keeping the rich and the poor type thing. So like it does keep like our middle class thriving. For sure.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, now we're in the process of moving, so we're going through everything. So as I find things, I'll bring them.
And
there.
People say, they're like, oh, like what if it's too big? I have a basement the size of my cafe. By all means, please bring it. We'll put it in the basement. And then we do community days once a month. It is the third Wednesday of every month. It is free play.
Oh, nice.
From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. during community day. And the community has full access. We usually bring the donation center to the cafe space.
Okay.
And so people can just walk in. We invite local vendors throughout the city, and it's free. We don't charge a vendor fee. So we want people, like we had Sweet Fuel protein balls come in last time. We have Miss Allie's press-on hat bar that comes a lot. We've had Luxe Braids, where they do the braids for children's hair. We have Get Faded Barbershop is a sensory-friendly barbershop, so they'll come in and do free haircuts for the kids. And I know it's hard to find sensory-friendly barbers within the city, so please check out Get Faded, whether it's for a boy or a girl. They are licensed to do that. And then we also had, who did we have last on our community day? We had New Hampshire Baby Wearing Collective.
Okay.
So they actually let moms try on or even rent out different carriers.
Oh, nice.
For babies, so that because they're expensive. I mean, you get some of these carriers, they're $400 or $500+ or more. Yeah. And I can't imagine buying one without knowing, like, is this the right fit? Because all bodies are different, like shapes and sizes and all the things.
Yeah, and that's so true to be able to, because I had that where I got one and then I'm like, this does not work for me. So I had to get a different one. And again, the expense, but yeah, just being able to try it out and say, how does this work? Does this work for me?
And does this work for me? And actually in real life situations, be able to take it home, use it for a week, bring it back. So they allow you to rent them. But they also just, if you come check them out, they have a bunch with them where you can try on different ones and just kind of take a feel for them, as opposed to just going out and buying one blindly.
Right. And sometimes just having that guidance from someone with the knowledge, so it doesn't feel so intimidating of like, how do I put this thing on and all of that.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, and it's been amazing with the foundation just kind of becoming like a community hub, so to speak, for people to come and learn about different resources within the community, but also to go out into the community. Like we did the Kid Fest at the Joppa Hill Farm.
Oh, nice.
Which was excellent. Yes. We are partnering with the Sea Science Center because we have, me and Shayna, the director of the Sea Science Center, have found that a lot of the children who are too young to really benefit from the Science Center can benefit from the sensory offerings that we give. And then once they start aging out, well, they're really aging into the Science Center, so to speak. So our preferred typical age, and I don't want to say preferred because we are open to seeing children of all ages if they can still benefit from the cafe. But typically we see children from 0 to 12 actually thrive within our environment.
Okay.
Again, I have a 10-year-old, and him and his friends still run around that place and are hot and sweaty and gross by the time they're done.
Yes.
A lot of time in the foam pit. We have a whole loft net up above our foam pit that you can climb up ladders to and relax in, and then they'll sit in the sensory swings for 30, 45 minutes.
Nice.
Where are they? Are they still in the sensory room? Yes, they are. And then they'll go through the treehouse, but by then they're typically done. But a lot of toddler toys. I mean, so many toddler toys, so many crawl through areas. Super cute to watch the toddlers like be scared to kind of walk up the treehouse steps. But it's like a playground, right? So like they're scared to go up at first, and then they'll come back the next time and they'll go all the way up, and then by the third time they're crawling across the suspension bridge and you don't even notice. Yeah. And so we have a whole suspension bridge that they can go from one side to the other, and you can watch them crawl across. So
nice.
It's really cute.
That's awesome. Well, gosh, you're offering so much. It's amazing. Do you, with the foundation part of it, do you require any like volunteers? Are you able to do all of that yourself?
So I have a full board, but right now I am doing a lot of it myself. I would love to be able to staff some of my Mondays so that I could have a day off. That would be amazing. Because I will say right now, with everything we're doing, we're a new business. So I don't have a paycheck, right? This is all stuff that I'm doing. If anything, I'm spending money to stay open, especially in these slower seasons.
Yeah.
So I would say it, if volunteers are willing to come help, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Sponsoring us would be amazing. We're looking for different local businesses to sponsor some of our Sensory Safe Mondays, as well as just sponsor us monthly so that we can offer the different offerings, like I said, for children in the foster care system, because I had to kind of pull back a little bit. So the program we were working with, New Hampshire Family-Based Services, dissolved, unfortunately. And so we are looking for another foster care program to partner with and offer those free offerings to, but I've had to make the choice of like, we wait till fall to do that because it is coming out of my pocket.
Right.
Right. So it is free play that I'm offering that, right, wrong, or indifferent, like we need to be able to keep an eye on those families as well. Like it's all a joint effort.
Sure.
Right. And by that, I mean that, we have to make sure that we're not giving those parents diapers and wipes because they're supposed to be bringing them.
Yes.
Right. So there's actually like rules and stipulations involved with offering some of this programming.
I see. Okay.
My staff has to be a little more diligent on, hey, like during that time, let's take that out of the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right. We don't offer like they're not allowed to buy snacks. They were supposed to bring snacks.
I see.
Things like that. So right now, because it is all coming out of my pocket, it's a little tougher.
Yeah.
And people see the cafe and they see the cafe thriving, and so they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing so great!" And we are, but we're a new business. We're still in the red, right? There is a lot of loans involved with building a treehouse in a building.
Sure,
There's a lot
of course,
there's a lot of things that go into that to where we are doing well, and we absolutely thank the community and are so grateful for all of that. But it comes like, yes, we could definitely use more sponsorships to keep the programming going.
Sure.
So we'd be able to do more community outreach programming if we had more. And I am like applying for grants. I'm waiting to get on that charitable trust unit list. But as soon as I do, I'll be really like green light on and stepping on the gas pedal as far as like looking up grants and trying to find more funding for the foundation.
Yeah.
Because just the foundation, I mean, it is one giant circle of life, right? Like when money's going into the foundation, it's not coming out of the cafe side. So then we're able to just keep our doors open and stuff. We are looking into starting an enrichment program. So that'll be coming in the next few months, where we're going to offer, we do have spaces open right now because we are legally able to see children like while we're in the licensing process.
Okay.
It's just a smaller number of
Sure.
children. So we are looking to get licensed to see a larger number of children, but we are currently open right now to seeing a small number of children. It's for ages 3 to 5 who are potty trained, and it's from 8 a.m. to noon. So I wanted to give moms an offering who wanted to like socialize their children prior to kindergarten,
Sure.
but who didn't need full day daycare,
Right.
who just needed part-time.
Yeah.
Because personally, the thought of, well, kids are better off when they come out of daycare because they're socialized. Do I spend $300+ a week on that just to
Yeah.
socialize my child?
Yeah.
That's a tough sell for me,
Yeah.
right? So we're offering the program $200 a week from 8 to noon. You get an hour of play within that time, but you also get your child in a room with an actual teacher with a full curriculum of math exercises, STEM-based exercising. The Science Center is actually partnering with us to give us different activities to do throughout the week,
Yeah.
which will be really fun. But also we're going to have some sensory time within there. I want to do virtual field trips, but that is the extent of screen time. That is all. Like if we
Yeah.
did like a 20-minute virtual field trip, that is it.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? There is 0 screen time within that 8 to noon time block.
Yeah.
And so I think, honestly, that programming will help keep our doors open during the slower months so that we can stay open for the times that the community really needs us,
Sure,
which
yeah.
is a good 9 months out of the
Right,
year, right?
right.
Between the snow being on the ground or mud season
Exactly,
or rainy
yeah.
days. Like there's a good 9 months we're needed, but
Yeah.
our doors have to stay open for the other 3 in order to be there for those 9 months. So
Yeah.
we definitely were learning seasonality, being new, and this is my first business. I don't have a business degree. This was all just me being pregnant going, why do we not have something like this? And I feel like
Yeah.
we need something like this. And luckily having an amazing husband who was like, if you can figure it out financially, let's do it. And me going, okay, careful how much rain you give me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll do it. And I did. And luckily I did. And it's also the first thing I did kind of behind the scenes. And in a world where everything is so public within social media and like, I didn't post anything. So like
Yeah.
my close friends knew like, hey, I'm opening a play cafe, but that's all they really knew.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I actually opened that I was like, hey, look what I did.
Yeah.
I didn't say, hey, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? So I did start posting on the Village Play Cafe for marketing stuff, but I didn't post on my personal pages or like really go in depth with like conversations with friends or family because one, I have ADHD and I wanted to wait because I know
Sure.
that like when
Yeah.
you do that, you almost feel like you've done it already sometimes.
Right.
But it was so rewarding at the very end to be like, surprise.
Yeah.
Look
at
what
all
I did.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
yeah.
it was the first time I've really had the opportunity to do that. And this is the first space in my whole life that like started in my head. And then I was able to bring it to life.
That's got to
And
be a
so
great feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very, very gratifying when parents come in. They're like, you've done an amazing job. This was so needed. Thank you so much. Like so many moms just coming in going, the fact that you're here
Yeah.
just means so much, and we've touched so many lives just in our Sensory Mondays where I've seen parents, grandparents, just caregivers, nannies coming in and just going, we didn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
And not only do we, but you do it free for us.
Yeah.
And like, that's amazing because some of these families can't afford it. And I will say, if you're a family in a low income situation, reach out to us.
Yeah.
I will work with you in any capacity. Like my goal is to be a third space within the community for all of the community, not just those who can afford me.
Right. Was there anything else you want to add as far as like education outreach, or did you kind of cover all of that you wanted to?
So again, we're starting this enrichment program. There's, it's still in the very, very, basic planning process.
Sure.
So it may end up being a full day program right now. we're thinking half day, but we're also open to full day if we're able to get, helps with the program startup from different companies who might need there to be full day. I've sat in rooms and gone to meetings of the mind within Manchester from a childcare perspective. And, across the board, there is not enough childcare options available. There is such a lack of a standardized curriculum within. So, as a mother, if you're paying to send your child somewhere for more than, any small length of time a day, you want to know that they're benefiting from that time. Right. It's hard enough to not be there with them, but the fact that you need to know that your child's not in front of a screen the whole time, that your child's being, looked after responsibly, and that your child is actually learning something in the process. So my enrichment program, whether it's half day or full day, every 6 weeks I plan on doing a showcase, so to speak, on, hey, this is what we've learned and what we've been working on, and having the kids actually be able to show the parents something concrete. So hey, this is where your money went. Yeah. Right? These are the socialization skills I've learned. Yeah. These are the math exercises that we've gone through, whether it's, just learning the days of the week, because that can be hard. As a parent, how often do you think about, with a 2-year-old, you're not going, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right. But coming to a program like this, we will. Yeah. And so your child will be able to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the whole thing. And where it might not mean much for a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, when they start kindergarten, you're going to see that they're at least on par with their peers who were in daycare programs for their whole life, or they're going to be able to fit right into the group. Yeah. Because some kids are going to need more socialization skills than others. Sure. And I think that there's just such a lack of acknowledging that we're not putting enough effort into our youth under school age. Yeah. It starts with childcare. Right. That's the basic, that's where it starts. Yeah. And there is a crisis within the state and a need for childcare centers for sure. But there's also, I think, a need for alternative options like we're trying to provide, which is the half-day programs. Yeah. Right? Some parents only need, for a stay-at-home mom, you're not going to be able to justify paying over $300 a week for daycare, right? Not when you already stay home. Yeah. But those 4 hours, the amount of housework I could get done if I didn't have my kids for 4 hours a day, and know that they're actually learning something, and I'm sending them away for a good cause. Yeah. Right? Yeah. The socialization with their peers is huge. Yeah. Huge. So that when they start kindergarten, you're not the mom getting a call every single day to come pick up your child because they're having a full-blown meltdown and they can't regulate. Right. Right. This will help your children learn to regulate without you before they start school. Yes. So very long-winded answer, but that's where we are currently within the educational system. We're looking at getting more support groups. We're looking at starting a support group where we teach children the basics of emergency situations, whether it's for paramedics, police, or fire. There's a friend of mine who is an EMT who is working on an actual curriculum to come in and teach children what questions will be asked of them if they call 911 based on what situation they're having. So, to know, hey, I'm calling because my mother fell and she's not getting up. And, hey, don't be scared. These are the questions they're going to ask. Yeah. Right? To have certain things already on the refrigerator so a child can say, this is my address, this is where I live, and not to be scared to pick up the phone and call. Yeah. And same thing, if you're calling for a police situation, this is why.
Right.
Fired, this is why, right? So like if a child ever needs to unfortunately have one of those very serious conversations with a dispatcher, they know what to say and why they're calling.
Yeah. I think that's really important because that's an area that's can be tough to teach to kids because you can't like just be practicing calling 911 all the time, you know.
Yep.
So giving them those skills so that one, it isn't scary, but also two, that they just know what to do in those situations.
Correct. And she's doing it in a fun way where like, you know, you take different magnets and you put it on different places and like show like, so it's very interactive and fun, and they'll be learning without realizing they're learning.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun to bring to our touch a truck days or our cookies with a cop days.
Yeah.
And then we want to start one with paramedics as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
so that you kind of take away the scary parts of
Sure.
some of these much needed resources
Right.
within the community. And you teach children not to be afraid of, and I hate to say people in uniform, but it can be intimidating as a child to see somebody in uniform. But that's also why they look up to firefighters and police officers and paramedics and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be fun to actually start those programs. We're only 7 months old. We opened December 10th.
Yeah.
So when I say start these programs, it really is because we just got, you know, comfortable in the coffee space, and we just
you're
got
not
comfortable.
Even a year
We're
in.
not even a year in.
And look at all the things you're already doing.
Correct. So and again, I feel like the universe put things in my path that I couldn't turn away from.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian, and I just feel like, you know, I believe the idea was implanted by somebody other than myself.
Yeah.
Where it was like every time I thought like, no, I don't need to. Nope, I do. Like I can't shake it, you know. I can't shake the feeling of like this needs to happen. But I'm so glad it did. I had these like grandiose ideas of like doing like showcasing my cooking skills, because like I was going to do a catering company before I opened the cafe, and then realized that Florida and New Hampshire are very different, and the fact that you can't license a catering company like in home in New Hampshire.
Okay.
So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So when I looked at like the price of running a ghost kitchen, I was like, I can't bet on myself for that because my whole network is in Florida.
Yeah.
But I can bet on myself for a play cafe.
Yeah.
Like I was like, we need it, and we need it enough to where I know if I build it, people will come.
Yeah.
So I would love to take all the credit of like, oh, like this was all me and it's so great because of me, but it's really just filling a space that needed to be filled.
Yeah.
And doing it in an appropriate way where everybody feels comfortable.
Sure.
Because our main thing is come as you are as a mother or a caregiver. If you're a mom or dad, you know, who barely made it out of the house, that's okay. You don't have to talk to us.
Yeah.
Like we will hand you caffeine and walk away and you are good. If you want to have a conversation because you've only had conversations with children who can't speak back for the last week, by all means, we are there to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
We will sit there and go through all the things. But it's really just you're never going to be judged with a messy hair bun. You're never going to be judged, you know, with one shoe on and forgetting the. We have toddler socks if you need them. We sell adult socks if you forgot yours. Like, and not, you know, we're not price gouging these things.
Sure.
And honestly, I'm the worst business owner ever because when people are like, I'm like, just take them. You're fine. I'm the worst. And that's why I have a manager. She stops me from giving everything away because if not, I probably would. And she knows that. So she tells me to nicely go away sometimes because I will just give everything away. But that's also why we do the special events, and we have had people push back on, you know, your special event prices are too high, or if we don't do things like that, we can't be there for the free community days,
Right.
and we can't be there for the free programming for the Sensory Mondays, and we can't be there to offer free play for children within the foster care system.
Right.
Like, we have to supplement somewhere.
Right.
And I will say there's just a lack of knowledge within the way businesses work, and I didn't realize that till I became a business owner. So at first I did take a lot of things personally.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this was my baby. I made it. Like, so
Sure,
when I
yeah.
would get, I have to remind myself that even the pyramids have bad reviews.
Yes, yes.
All the time, because I'm just going, but I tried to do this and this, and that's not how it was meant to be perceived. But that's it. And I have to take a step back sometimes and go, the way that I wanted something to be perceived, it's not up to me
Right.
how somebody perceives something, and I have to be okay with that, and I have to sit with that and just know that the people who it's meant to touch, it'll touch.
Yeah.
And those who unfortunately don't understand may never understand, and that's okay too.
Right.
Right? I don't have to be everyone's cup of tea. I just need to be enough people's cup of tea that I'm doing good somewhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like we definitely are.
Oh,
I definitely feel the gratitude. Like, I'll get a complaint about how many adults were in the playroom, and in the same breath from a different parent be like, this is amazing. My parents came and they were able to make memories with their grandchildren, and we were able to meet up here, and I didn't have to clean my house first.
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about my mother-in-law saying the dishes weren't done.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, like stuff like that. So yes, sometimes Saturdays can have more adults than others. But I'm not going to tell you, I don't restrict the amount of adults that can come, because I want every child to have as many people who love them there to make those memories with them as possible.
Yeah.
So just that was just one example, but like, where one person might see it as a burden, another family might see it as a blessing.
Right.
And so I'm just trying to stay in the middle lane as much as I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really where.
Well, and I think, like you said, those people may not understand, like, you have to do this, and you are trying to do so much to give back. But then there's just some people that no matter what you do, you could do everything they asked you to do, and you won't make them happy. So
Correct. I've seen people put it on us that maybe other kids didn't play with their kids, or other parents didn't talk to them.
yeah,
And I'm going, we're here to talk to you. We are, but I'm also not a life coach, right? So like, I can't tell other parents to like include you into a conversation.
Right.
Like, that's not my place.
right,
As much as I would like, had I been there, maybe I would have, been able to, but would I? I'm also a business owner. Like, I might have been behind a computer screen.
Right.
So a little backstory about the cafe is I don't do a lot of computer work because I can't. So I already had a migraine disorder, got pregnant with my daughter, got taken out of work and put on disability because they also found a brain aneurysm.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, we can no longer play with your migraines, like, so to speak. So we can't allow you to keep working remotely because my migraines are triggered from light, the glare of light specifically.
Okay.
And no amount of Blu-ray glasses was really helping that.
Sure.
So I really had a what do I want to be when I grow up moment, because I've always done sales, and specifically travel sales, for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to sell photocopiers.
Right.
I don't want to, like, any type of face-to-face sales. It's just not fun when you've been having conversations about either a really fun mouse or
Yes.
'cause I don't want to name drop, but like a really fun mouse and like making memories. Or after that, I worked for a company where I was talking about, sailing down the Rhine River and, going to visit, the D-Day spots and stuff overseas. So it was, these really fun travel conversations that I was having, and then got told that you can't work remote anymore.
Yeah.
And so I had to really, that's when I was like, maybe I open a catering company.
Yeah.
Maybe, I've always been a great cook. I've always been the party host. Like, maybe I do that. But then I was pregnant, and I was like, where, there were so many of these indoor play spaces within Florida when my son was younger that I used to bring him to, that I was almost just dumbfounded when I started doing research with my daughter. That was like, there is nowhere to go 6 months out of the year here in the Northeast, and yet we don't have them.
Yeah.
And I will say that they are popping up a lot more just in the time that I was looking into opening Village Play Cafe, and I guess I didn't do enough research because there is another place that has a similar name that was already existing, and I did not know that.
Oh, okay.
I will say that I
Yeah.
did not know, or I probably would have, went a different way. But I may not have too. Like, I am a very strong believer in, like, it takes a village to raise a child.
Sure,
So, like,
yeah.
Village Play Cafe, like,
Yeah.
means something for me. And even, like, my logo is, the buildings are actually the buildings of a UNESCO World Heritage Site where me and my husband did our honeymoon, like our
Oh,
first
wow.
stop on our
Okay.
honeymoon. So, like, it's all very personal.
Yeah.
But I will say, when I was doing the research, there was only one at the time that was semi-local, which I'm sure you are familiar with, but again, I won't name drop. And they were
Yes.
transitioning
I
into
know
a
who
child care,
yes.
as opposed to, I'm sure a lot of the moms that listen will know as well. And so I found that out like days after I had signed my lease.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh man, I need to hurry. Like,
Yeah.
because all of these moms now have nowhere that
Right.
used to go here.
Exactly.
So that was the only closest, because the other places within the area that may be semi-close aren't cafes,
Right.
right? So I'm the only cafe with a play space. And I wanted to make the play space the focal point,
Yeah.
and the cafe is a plus.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like we did do a good job at that. Like, we utilize the space where it is not a cafe with a tiny, like,
Right.
it is a indoor play space with a cafe. Where, again, I wasn't really able to showcase my cooking skills, because I did homemade soups, and I did fresh salads, and I did all these things when we opened, but it was a lot of food waste because they weren't being
Oh,
ordered.
yeah.
And so I think I'll try again in the fall with homemade soups at least.
Yeah.
But now that we're more known,
Yeah.
and I think
yeah.
a lot of it came from just being new and people not knowing we're there. So
Right.
we just didn't have the business
Yeah.
to really have the food sales like that. But yeah, I started this because I didn't have a choice. I couldn't go back to work
Right.
in the environment I was used to working in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this, again, when I say everything happens for a reason, and if you had told me 3 years ago that I'd be a business owner and the founder of a nonprofit and all these things, I would have told you to take your meds very
yeah.
nicely. But it's crazy how the world works. And I'm so
Yeah.
blessed that, I'm blessed that blessed and not blessed that my husband's 100% disabled and able to kind of, hold down the fort and stuff,
Yeah.
and that we're able to have caretakers and stuff help with him because his health somewhat declined and stuff. And so it was just, being a business owner allows me the freedom to be home with him when I need to be home with him,
Yeah.
and be home with my kids,
Mhm.
and also bring my kids to work with me when I need to
Yeah.
go to work. And
Yeah.
so it was what can I do where I can bring the kids with me?
Sure.
And I'm so glad that this is the idea that got
Yeah.
implanted in my head, because
Yeah.
it's so fun. I say it all the time. I'm like, my kids are going to have like such a weird like thought process on what life looks like, because they just go to a play cafe all day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. It's even when I get the bad reviews,
Yeah.
and even when I feel like it can be too much sometimes, I have a parent who just, thanks me from the bottom of their heart that we even exist, and
Yeah.
that there's a place for them to go to. And
Yeah.
just the princess party this past Sunday. I mean, if you want to talk about filling your cup, right? Go see a whole bunch of kids from ages 2 to 6 wearing princess dresses and dancing around with Belle, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can't like go
Feel
watch.
good with that. Yeah.
And I mean, I might know Cookie Monster very well, very, very well. And it's really fun when you meet fans of Cookie Monster
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
following you around the whole time. And I've had people come to our events where we do like Sesame Street parties who are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And like at first want nothing to do
Right.
with Cookie Monster, but like being able to be slowly take the time to, and I will say most of our not private, but most of our special events like that, yeah, you're paying a little bit more dollar wise, but it is a more intimate experience.
Yeah.
So we typically don't have more than 10 to 12 families there.
Right.
Right? So when you're talking about getting face-to-face time with the characters,
Right.
you're
not going to get other
no,
places.
they're not just taking a photo and you're leaving. Like,
yeah.
I'm talking Belle is up in the treehouse playing
That's
with you.
awesome.
Belle's
Yeah.
like playing hide and seek in the sensory rooms. Elsa is actually like dancing with you under
Yeah.
like we did a whole winter wonderland where we had the backdrop for pictures and stuff, but we had like fake snow on the
Oh, wow.
stage and she's actually dancing and like coming out
Yeah.
singing
So you get to
you
really
and-
interact. It's not just like photo. Okay, you're done.
Yes, correct. So like Cookie Monster is actually in the playroom, like
That's so
picking up
cool.
kids that want to be picked up and like doing all the things. And so that's the rewarding part. The
Yeah.
rewarding part is actually seeing the children
Yeah.
interact with the characters and being excited, or just like bubble parties.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't realize, like, even when I get overstimulated, like on busy days, I just throw impromptu bubble parties. Like, that's been my new go-to is I'm just like, oh, there's a lot going on. Bubble party. Because it just calms everyone, including myself, down. Like, the kids just see bubbles and they go,
I'm going to have to try
Bubbles.
that then because my
It's
son
true.
right now is at a stage where he's
he's 2.5.
having...
Yep,
yeah.
he's 2.5.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So
Like, enough
yeah, I'm
said.
going to have to pull
Yeah.
out those bubbles in those moments. And
It's true though. Like just even like the I mean, we have a industrial style machine, but even if you just go on Amazon and buy one of the lower priced machines, just having
yeah.
bubbles, making bubble solution is nothing,
Yeah.
right? And then it just it gives them a focal point to look at,
Yeah.
so they stop moving, they stop. I need to do this, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a calming. Bubbles, and then they start trying to pop bubbles.
Yeah.
And then it changes the whole mood of like the play space when we start
Oh,
bubbles,
nice.
because we do have a stage. We have an actual stage, so if anyone needs to rent out a space, we are trying to do more after hour private rentals of the space. We have a full stage, and we rent it for in my opinion, a very great price per hour. But that would help supplement
Yeah.
in revenue and stuff like that coming in. But yeah, we'll do a bubble party on the stage, so it brings all the kids onto the stage.
Oh, nice.
And they just start dancing around. We do toddler rave Tuesdays, so
Oh,
right now
okay.
there's a toddler rave going on with like Lenny Pierce music, and we do like flashing lights. We have black lights on the
Oh,
stage,
cool.
and then a whole like UV.
So they get to have like a little dance party.
Little
type-
dance, yep,
Oh,
little dance
nice.
party. Get all the wiggles out
Yes.
before nap time.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the stuff we do like is really just focused on there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
So like whether it's a bubble party or it's a Sesame Street day or it's a princess party, or I mean when we did Tinkerbell, we had Peter Pan come too.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it's stuff for boys and girls.
Yeah.
Not just princess parties. We do
Yes.
Sesame Street stuff.
That's awesome.
We're definitely looking at getting more like Spider-Man style superhero stuff going
Oh,
too.
cool.
So,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to
Yeah.
take too much of your time. So before we get into like the last few questions that I ask, is there anything else you want people to know about Village Play Cafe?
a gentle request. Like I feel like a lot of parents that I speak to out in public is you're on my bucket list, and I guess maybe it's a ball I've dropped somewhere, but I haven't figured out how to get off the bucket list and
Okay,
onto, because I will say when you drive by from the street, you will not understand what it really
okay.
looks like inside
Okay.
until when people step in, they're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I did not expect this from out there.
Right.
And if you're wondering about parking, we have a private parking lot that is between the Stove Shop and the Burger King. That is all of our parking lot.
Okay.
So you don't have to park in the parking plaza next door. That is our parking lot. It's not the Stove Shop. We share it.
Oh, okay.
We share it with the Stove Shop. That is my landlord. So please, that parking lot between us and Burger King is our parking lot. So we have private parking. But yeah, just come check it out. Like, even if we're happy to do a tour for you before you pay to play.
Okay.
We're happy to let your kids kind of see if it's for them before we
Yeah.
charge you. Like, we have no problem doing that. And if you have any questions, like, don't hesitate to reach out. Whether you reach out via our website, our email, social media, it all goes to me and my manager. So please
Okay.
don't hesitate. We will do our best at getting back to you within 48 hours.
Yeah, that's great.
I know you had asked about other nonprofits in the area.
Yeah, so that's one of the final questions I asked. So we can do that now, is just if you have a nonprofit to recommend for like a future episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Ohana Hygiene Project
Okay.
of New Hampshire. So they're a 501(c) nonprofit. They're dedicated to ensuring that every child has access to non-toxic essential hygiene products.
Oh, nice.
So they feel like no student should have to choose between like attending school with confidence and going without basic hygiene necessities.
Yeah.
They are currently working alongside school district with the McKinney-Vento liaisons, businesses, community partners. They have done an amazing job that I've already seen at removing barriers to learning so kids can have more self-esteem and support. They're currently supporting more than 1,200 students across 5 New Hampshire school districts. So they're doing a lot, and they definitely need help to continue doing what they are doing. They help reduce long-term costs by eliminating the need for hundreds of disposable bags with each distribution cycle. So they're really good at like helping with sustainability within their corporation. But they really just provide year-round access to essential hygiene products for less fortunate children.
Yeah, that's really important.
Yep. And they're hoping to start actually placing like lockers within schools.
Oh, nice.
So their goal is to place lockers in 44 schools across the 5 districts that they currently serve. Because, again, every child deserves the opportunity to walk into school feeling clean, confident, and ready to succeed.
Yeah.
And so we work pretty closely with Carmen, who is an amazing human, who is the founder of the Ohana Hygiene Project. And she took it upon herself to really start this nonprofit and has ran with it, and she's done an amazing job, but she still she needs help.
Yeah.
That's 5
Yeah.
school districts is a lot
That
to
is,
to provide for when you're talking thousands of children
yeah.
within the city that are currently on programs where they have said, yes, we need these resources.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to her. That sounds like a really important program that more people need to learn about, because I hadn't heard of them. So yeah,
correct.
definitely.
And I know you had already met with, but Unchartered Tutoring
Yes.
is an excellent program. I think
Yes.
just what they're doing within the school district where they're able to teach science through art is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
so-
Having her on it made me have a better understanding, and just was fun because she was like demonstrating stuff for me. And yeah, it's a really great program. So
The other program I've gotten to know and love, and I don't believe they're a nonprofit, but I will say within like the child industry,
Sure.
is the Palace Youth Theater.
I am familiar with them because as a kid I did Palace
I
Youth
love
Theater.
that. So my son is currently so involved within their programming, and it's because of the fact that we sent him to a camp, and that's the first thing I've ever seen him latch on to and
Oh, wow.
feel so excited and passionate about
Nice.
something. And I just feel like they do such a good job at making every kid feel seen.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I can't speak highly enough about the Palace Youth Theater and their programming for the
Yeah,
youth, for
yeah.
sure.
Well, just 2 final questions then. I mean, you've already kind of shared the impact that this is having on people who come to your cafe, but is there a specific story that you want to share of someone whose life has been transformed by the work that you're doing?
Absolutely. I won't name drop
Yeah,
because
you
of
don't have to,
certain
no.
things,
Yeah.
but there's definitely a child that I see every other week at this moment with our Sensory Safe Mondays that you could just see it in his mother's face when they first found us, that it was just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Where there was nowhere else that had put in the time and done the research to really figure out what children who need a less stimulated environment. So like it's really hard to understand sensory programming without doing like the research on it, because where yes, there's a lot of lights and there's a lot of colors, you also need children to feel supported physically. So sensory swings, sensory pods, being able to actually have like a foam pit where like a kid can sit inside of it and feel the pressure points around their body and actually feel it's like a giant hug. Right? But a lot of children need that just to feel regulated.
Right.
Like imagine waking up in the day and just not feeling normal. And needing that sensory input just to feel normal within your own skin. I can't imagine that, but what I can do is try to provide that. And like him being able to come in and just the light in his eyes, you know, really shine. And like you could just see his mom just like, she did tear up when she was talking to me the first time that he had gone, because like she had never seen him have so much fun in a public space. And I think every child, and I know we're doing such a good job at like revamping the playgrounds to be more accessible, but at the end of the day, they're too overstimulating. And as there's nothing right, wrong, or indifferent the city's doing, because they're a free playground, right? Like it's meant for a bunch of kids to show up. But then you have children who that's way too overstimulating for, they have nowhere to go. And so I would say, yes, there is one child that comes to mind when I think of that. And it was really just the Village Play Cafe giving that parent a place where she could breathe and not feel like her child is, you know, like independent play is important. And she had never actually been anywhere publicly where her child felt comfortable enough to walk away from her. Ever. Until the Play Cafe. And that's actually not the first time I've heard that though. I've heard from multiple parents that the Play Cafe is the first time their child has actually felt safe enough to walk away and play without them.
Well, thank goodness that it's there for them to have that experience.
It is such an important part of cognitive development, independent play, and like especially when you get to those 3 to 4 to 5-year-old age ranges, like I've seen this one mother I'm talking about, but you see it because kids are going to start school. And there's nothing you can really do about that. You need a child to learn, like unless you're privileged enough to stay home with them and homeschool. Not everyone's in the, it's easy to say, oh, homeschool them. Well, not if I need the income. Right? Like, I mean, not for nothing. Thank goodness I'm in a position where I was able to start the Play Cafe, but like most people can't just up and start a business because they need the income, and I don't have an income right now, right? Like, so it's just one of those things that like I'm doing this all on, you know, pixie dust and just good faith that it'll all work out in the end, and eventually I can pay myself something. Right now I get free muffins, free coffee and free muffins. But no, like I joke about it, but like I know based on how much I've seen we're needed within the community that we'll be okay. But yeah, I would say definitely our sensory safe Village Mondays is where I've seen us touch the most lives.
Well, that's really important. And the last question, what does kindness mean to you? And can you share an example that you've either personally experienced or witnessed, whether in this business and foundation or just in life in general?
To me, kindness is showing up for others and meeting them where they need to be met. That's it. Whether that just means listening in a time that somebody needs a safe space to speak and to, you know, kind of talk through whatever they have going on. Or it could mean, you know, picking up a task for somebody who's drowning and too overwhelmed to do everything they have on their plate. But kindness to me just means showing up and meeting people where they need to be met and in any capacity. And I will say that in life, I think I've seen it the best with my 10-year-old and starting the play cafe and like really like having the conversations with him of, age appropriate play, but also cognitive developmentally appropriate play. Like so for children that need less stimulation, he can't be a normal 10-year-old.
Right.
Right? Like you can't run around, you can't jump, you can't.
Right.
And so being able to also have the hard conversations that I think every parent should be having with their children, which is we don't ask certain questions, right? People will tell you information that they're willing to tell you, and you have to be okay with just not knowing. So you don't ask certain questions. You don't ever make anyone feel different for any reason.
Right.
And just seeing it in my son, seeing the way that he's like, I get text messages probably 4 times a week. Is John going to be at the cafe? And it's because their children want to play with John. Like he's like the Village Play mascot, like Village Play Cafe mascot. And it's been so cute to like see, because it's just because he is so good at playing with like 5-year-old boys, 6-year-old boys, 7-year-old, like, and he's just done such a good job at like, okay, come here, we'll build a tower together. Let's knock it down, And so he knows how to meet people where they need to be met, even at such a young age. And to me, that's kindness.
Oh, for sure.
Like as an adult, I think you take for granted like your friendships. But I've made so many friendships just within opening the cafe, and like the kindness people have given me as far as, oh, you're doing what? Well, let me, like, even being on this podcast, right? Like to me, like somebody name dropping me and caring enough about what I'm doing that they were able to speak to you about it is crazy. And it's just kindness on a whole nother level. And I'm seeing it from such a big lens now because I'm so involved within the community. And I think collaboration just needs to be like such an initiative right now within Manchester, because I think there's nothing we're not able to do if we work together. So yeah, I think kindness is just meeting people where they need to be met in that moment.
Well, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for starting this cafe, making a space for people, and the foundation as well, and just all the work you're doing to give back to the community and make the world a better place. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much for listening or watching today's episode. I hope that you learned something. I hope you were inspired. I hope you will check out the Village Play Cafe, check out some of their events, and check out their socials, their website. I'll have it all linked below so that you can find them. And as always, follow Dose of Good Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Subscribe on YouTube and where you listen to podcasts. Please leave a rating and review, as it helps the podcast to get to more people so that more people can have a dose of good in their day. Thanks for the support, and until next time, have a great day.